Almost live from the Beer to Whiskey Studios, high atop Barley's Tap Room on Washington Street in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. I'm Russ Heaps, and welcome to this segment of what we call Big John and Five. And that's where I get my buddy, Big John Richards, here to pick a beer from Barley's 70 or so taps. We taste it, we sniff it, we swirl it around, we do all the silly, pretentious stuff you're supposed to do, but we talk about it. John gives us a little background on the brewery, and sometimes we even get into a little brewing history. And it's all part of our ongoing effort to spread the gospel of good taste, which is hard, thirsty work.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Mercifully not thankless.
Yes, we do occasionally. Well, we get weekends off. So,
well, we get beer.
And beer. So having said all that, and we get beer, lots of beer. Having said all of that, John, what do we have here?
So we've got a nice little pilsner today. Some of you who have watched the show will know we do several of these over the course of an afternoon at a time, and we have to switch back and forth. Some of them are big, exciting, crazy things that nobody's ever seen before, and some of them are your traditional beer you're going to get at the grocery store.
Yep.
And by God, this is one of the best beers you're going to get at the grocery store. This is probably 10 years old from Oskar Blues now. It's been out on the market for a little while, and it's got some recognition, and it is a really good pilsner.
And it's called what?
Mama's Little Yella Pils. And don't let the mamas part fool you. It's for the mamas and the papas, which explains why I've been singing that song all the last 5 minutes we've been setting up.
and you've got to admit, when you talk about great beer names, this is one of them.
It's on the list.
Yeah, this is
for sure. And it's a wonderful little beer. It's an all-grain recipe. There's no corn or rice built in to lighten it up, and that's a different story for a different day. But traditional, it's Saaz hops and Tettnanger. It's all noble hopped. I believe it's Saaz and Tettnanger, but don't hold me to that. Nice little easygoing 4.5%er. Easy to drink all day long. In fact, if you'll permit me, I'll tell you a quick story about when I used to work for this fine establishment, our Barley's Tap Room back in the day. We used to have a little team building forced family fun day, which I believe they still do, but there would be copious amounts of beer at it, and
shocker.
Who knew? But this one particular year was all Oskar Blues. And it was like, for all of us, it was a big, two big 50-gallon igloo coolers just full of cans of Oskar Blues. And Mama's Little Yella Pilsner
What'd you say?
Mama's Little Yella Pilsner was brand new on the market at the time. And I just didn't want to have anything to do with it because I was Mr. Hardcore Barley's guy. And
right.
Gonna drink all the biggest stuff on the planet, And so we're out there in the sun playing kickball and eating barbecue, and I've been drinking Dales, and I've been drinking Oskar Blues or Old Chub, and I've been drinking the biggest things Oskar Blues had to offer us at the moment. And I just got to a point where I was like, I can't do it anymore. It's too hot. And so I grabbed a can of the Mama's, just like I just gotta have something, I guess. I popped the top and drank about half of it in one big gulp, and I was like, oh, I get it. That's why people drink this stuff. It's so refreshing.
I love this story.
Don't judge me. But that's the deal. That's the reason Pilsner took over the world. And one of the reasons we're fighting so hard against the macros is they're super refreshing. Say what you will, but when you're super hot and you get done, just got off a 13-mile bike ride or something, you're going to pop something light and easy. And that's where this kind of thing fills the gap for us.
When was the last time you were on a 13-mile bike ride? I just asked.
It wasn't today.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's give this a little.
I think we should.
I don't know that I've ever had this.
Is that right?
No, and I know it's a very what I would call a General Motors kind of beer.
Yeah.
Which isn't a dig. It's that it's accessible and you can drink a bunch of them. But I just don't think I've ever had it.
Well, good. You're in for a treat.
Excellent.
It's that classic Pilsner. You get a
It
little
is.
bit of that dry, clean, cereal maltiness.
Yep.
A little bite, tiny little bite of the hops on the finish. It doesn't linger bitter. It's still kind of sweet on the palate right now, even for me. That bite's there, but it just keeps it dry. It never gets offensive. It's just a light, easy, refreshing
That it is.
beer.
And you can drink a bunch of them.
Yeah.
What's the alcohol?
4.5.
Yeah,
It's
you can drink
super
a bunch
easy.
of 'em.
Yeah. So you're not consigned to having a Bud Light if you want a sub 4 or sub 5% beer.
Right.
You know, you can
actually
pick
have
up
a good beer.
actually a good beer that
Yeah.
you know, like those wonderful Sam Adams commercials that are running right now with the Sam 76, which is another wonderful beer. And we're not drinking it right now, but he's the guy waking up his wife, Sarah, I can taste my beer. That's happening. That's happening in the world, guys. You can taste your beer.
You can taste your beer.
It gets a guy like me excited. What can I say?
And for a Pilsner, this has a lot of taste.
It does. It's a wonderful beer. It's, again, not the most exciting. It's not going to, get you out of bed in the morning. Well, it might. Depends on the day you've had the day before. But,
Well, that's something's got to push you out of bed in
Right.
the morning.
But it's that classic, easy going, easy drinking. Come back to it 100 times. It's gonna be what you want.
Oskar Blues is
Oskar Blues. What we're getting on our side of the country is brewed in Brevard, North Carolina, which is right outside of Asheville. And we've spent a bunch of time talking about Asheville in the past and how
Yep.
wonderful it is as a town. And it's close enough to Asheville that they run a trolley from Oskar Blues into downtown to bring people over to
Is that
Brevard
right?
that want to come see the brewery.
that's good marketing.
Yeah, it is, right?
That's good marketing.
And they're out of Longmont, Colorado. Let's say Longmont, Colorado. I think that's right.
How long have they been in the Asheville area?
So they were the first one to open up
Is that right?
for production of the three, and that's one of the things Dale Katakis, the original owner, was really famous for, was make a decision, then do it. And if I remember right, when they first opened up, they had us up for a tour, and they said it was 16 months from the day they decided to open the brewery to the day they opened.
Wow.
Which is insane.
That is.
So we hadn't heard of them as quickly as the others, as New Belgium and Sierra Nevada, but they opened so fast that they were the first one running up there. And they've been in Colorado for 25 years. They've just been over here for, let's go with 6. They've been in Brevard. Something like that. Maybe 7.
Wow.
So, but quality stuff, man.
Yep.
They're one of those,
Yep.
another one of those really wonderful breweries that they don't have to fake it. They're doing it right. They're doing it the right way.
Yep.
And they're brewing awesome beer.
This is an excellent go out on the boat beer. It's an
Yeah.
excellent beach beer. It's an
Yep.
excellent- yeah. This is good.
Good
stuff.
for our sunny days in the South, that's for sure.
Exactly.
And here's to it.
Text Miss Lily.
Go get them, guys.
See you next time.